know, we always encourage you to live life to the fullest, but it is all too easy to get into a rut. I think we've all been there, but it could have you dying a little more each day. Now, Temple Hayes' new book, When Did You Die?, empowers you to wake up and take back your life, and we are all about that, you guys.
That's right.
Taking
Every single
control
day.
of your
That's
life.
right.
So, Temple, welcome to our show. We're
Thank
so
you.
happy to talk to you about this.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
It's so interesting. It's 4 words. When did you die?
Uh-huh.
But it's
Yeah.
so impactful. I mean, tell us about the book, what inspired you to write it, what it's all about.
Well, the book kind of talks about the purpose and the path of my whole life. And what I've realized, I've lived long enough to realize that people will avoid talking about death at any length. I think we're still surprised that people die. And yet, a physical death is natural, whereas an emotional death and an energetic death is not natural. And so that title was gifted to me a number of years ago about how people die every day, being in a job they don't want to be in, being in relationships they're not true to themselves, being in careers that aren't satisfying their goals, or not speaking out for what matters the most to them.
So kind of just, you know, following the steps. You know, a lot of people just kind of doing the day-to-day, not
going
really
through
living.
the motions,
feeling fulfilled.
Yeah, and Temple, it's really interesting because you're a leader in spiritual enrichment and with a phenomenal global following.
Yeah.
So here's my question: you had a really traumatic childhood. Tell us a little bit about that childhood and how did you overcome that?
Well, you know, now they call kids indigo or gifted children. But in the 60s, often people didn't know what they had when a child was gifted. They didn't know what to do. And I was brought up in a very small town. They had one religion, Baptist. If there was a different one, no one wanted to talk about it because that would mean that group of people was wrong.
Okay.
I always asked questions. I was somewhat of a mystic. I wanted to know why. You know, why we do what we do. Why do we practice the way? Why do you believe what you believe, grandmother? And I found people were very uncomfortable with the questions. And I could also read energy, and I could tell when people weren't congruent with what they were saying and what their body was saying.
Yeah.
I've lived long enough to understand that they weren't doing it on purpose, but they're probably so layered up of not being who they are and dying to who they were birthed to be, that's, you know, probably it. But
That they don't even know who they are.
they don't even know who they are. And I thought, am I adopted? Like, where did I come from? I mean, I felt that awkward, and kids would make fun of me and stuff because I was deep or, you know, serious and those kind of things.
Well, we want to help people live.
So there's 8 steps that you talk about to stop dying and wake up your life. So the 8 steps. So what can you tell us about those 8 steps?
Well, there's several. One is to just do the hokey pokey and put your whole self in.
I love it.
And
I like that.
it's about put your whole self in, but start right now. We're in a new year, new time. And so don't stay focused back there. Put your whole self in right now. If you're dating someone, give it all you've got. You know, if you've been brokenhearted, who hasn't been, step in. But people hear the song often and think it says, turn yourself around first. Well, we would be waiting forever, right? I mean,
That's right.
So step on in and deal with your shadow stuff.
Go big or go home, baby.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Allow dreams to become real. That sounds almost impossible. Is that doable? Allowing dreams to become real.
You know, it's totally doable because we have a dream because our Creator put the dream in us in the first place. It would not be there if it weren't to become true. I changed the statement to say my dreams are waiting on me to come true.
Ooh.
And most people spend their lives doubting their dream.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you enter the address of your dream in the navigation system, but yet you don't trust the navigation system when it says go left or go right. You
Very
know?
true.
You second guess it.
Absolutely. Your
Good
dreams
stuff.
are to be true.
Well, this was a good time to have you on because we are into the new year now. What's your #1 tip to give us and the viewers at home about living your best life? This year, we're going to do it.
Here's the secret. You get what you bring. And if you're excited about your life is excited about you. You know, let's get off the pity pot. Let's get off poor little me and say, I'm alive. You know, something thought enough of me to be here. Let me think enough of myself to be fully present.
Couldn't agree more.
Amazing stuff.
Yes,
Temple,
love it.
thank you so much. Her book is available right now online and in bookstores. You can also go to templehays.com. Do not miss out on your opportunity to stop dying, start living, guys. Thank you so much.